What if love isn't just spoken or shown in grand gestures, but in silent actions that we often overlook? In today's world, love is often associated with dramatic declarations and grand romantic gestures. But what if the most profound forms of love are expressed quietly and subtly through the actions we take every day? These silent messages of love may not always be recognized immediately, but they are powerful in their own right. Stoic philosophy offers a unique perspective on love, encouraging us to look beyond words and outward displays. It teaches us that love is not about external expressions, but about understanding the deeper meaning behind actions and attitudes. By applying Stoic principles, we can train ourselves to notice and appreciate these subtle, often silent expressions of affection. By the end of this video, you'll uncover how Stoicism helps us recognize love in its quietest forms. Love expressed through patience, respect, sacrifice, and empathy. You'll learn how to see beyond the obvious and embrace the profound power of silent actions, transforming your relationships and deepening your emotional connections. Understanding these unspoken messages of love can radically change how we connect with the people who matter most, fostering deeper and more meaningful bonds. So, let's dive in and explore how the quiet expressions of love can be the most powerful of all. Silent messages of love are the subtle, non-verbal expressions that convey affection and care. These messages are often conveyed through actions, gestures, and attitudes rather than words. For example, a simple act of kindness, a thoughtful gesture, or a quiet moment of understanding can express deep love more powerfully than any grand declaration. In a world that tends to prioritize verbal expressions of affection, these silent acts can be easily overlooked, yet they often hold more significance and emotional depth than we realize. The Stoic approach to love offers a fresh perspective on how to understand and appreciate these silent messages. According to Stoicism, love is not merely about words or outward displays, but about internal virtues such as patience, respect, empathy, and selflessness that guide our actions. The Stoics believed that true love stems from understanding and embodying these virtues, which are expressed through our everyday behavior and choices. Love, in this sense, is not dependent on external validation or grand gestures, but is grounded in our actions and intentions. Stoicism encourages us to look beyond superficial expressions and to focus on the deeper meanings behind the things people do for us and the ways they show care. It teaches that love is more about giving than receiving, more about how we act toward others than how we expect others to act toward us. By cultivating virtues such as empathy, patience, and humility, we become better equipped to recognize and appreciate love's more subtle forms. In this video, we will explore 4 Stoic insights that can help us uncover these silent messages of love. We will dive into how love can be communicated through actions, the role of empathy in understanding unspoken affection, the importance of accepting imperfections in love, and how love is ultimately a reflection of virtue. Each of these Stoic principles offers a unique way to deepen our understanding of love and to recognize its quieter, more enduring expressions. Stoic insight. 1. Love through actions. The Stoic belief in love is rooted in the idea that true affection is not about grand declarations or verbal promises, but is expressed through actions. In Stoic philosophy, the focus is on internal virtues, such as patience, respect, and kindness, that guide our behavior. These virtues shape how we express love through actions rather than through empty words. Stoicism teaches that the most meaningful and enduring forms of love are those that are expressed through selfless acts, whether small or significant, that reflect genuine care and commitment. The Stoics believed that words can often be fleeting, easily influenced by emotions, and subject to misunderstanding. But actions, especially those driven by virtue, are far more reliable indicators of love. They are grounded in intention and purpose, reflecting an enduring commitment that goes beyond temporary emotions or superficial gestures. For the Stoics, love is not a matter of declaring feelings. It is about living those feelings through consistent, virtuous actions. Actions speak louder than words. In relationships, many people seek reassurance or affirmation through verbal expressions of love. While words can be powerful, Stoicism teaches us that true love is demonstrated in how we act toward others. Actions such as patience, respect, and support show a deeper and more enduring form of love than any spoken words. For instance, consider the act of patience in a relationship. When a partner faces difficult moments or makes mistakes, showing patience rather than immediate judgment or anger demonstrates love. A Stoic approach to love would encourage offering a compassionate presence, allowing the other person the space to grow and learn. This form of love is grounded in understanding, not simply in the desire for immediate gratification or comfort. Respect is another powerful action that conveys love. True respect involves recognizing the inherent worth of another person, not merely their actions or words. It involves valuing their individuality, understanding their perspective, and treating them with dignity in all circumstances. A Stoic view of love values respect as a reflection of our inner virtues and character, not as something to be expressed out of obligation or external pressure. Support, too, is an action that speaks volumes in a relationship. Support does not always require grand gestures. It can be found in the small, everyday actions, whether it's offering help during stressful times, being present during difficult moments, or offering encouragement when needed most. The Stoics emphasized the importance of providing support without expecting anything in return. This selflessness creates lasting bonds built on trust and respect. Examples from Stoic teachings. The Stoic philosophers often illustrated love through examples of selfless acts that transcend spoken words. One such example comes from the teachings of Epictetus, who suggested that true affection is seen in the way we interact with others, particularly in times of hardship. He believed that love is most evident when we help others without expecting anything in return, especially when they are in need. For example, Epictetus told his students to act in ways that showed kindness without expecting praise. He taught that a person who truly cares for another will act in their best interest, regardless of whether the other person recognizes or appreciates their actions. This approach is rooted in Stoic virtue, acting according to what is right and good, rather than acting for external recognition or gain. Another example comes from the life of Marcus Aurelius, who practiced love through his actions as an emperor. He governed with fairness, striving to act justly and with compassion for those under his rule. His personal letters reveal a deep sense of care for others, not through words, but through actions, whether in how he made decisions or in how he treated those who sought his assistance. Both Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius highlight that love, in the Stoic sense, is about demonstrating care through consistent action rather than fleeting words or emotional outbursts. Their lives show that the most profound expressions of love come not from spoken promises, but from enduring actions that reflect our virtues. Practical tips for recognizing and appreciating silent acts of love. Recognizing and appreciating silent acts of love in relationships requires a shift in focus. Instead of waiting for grand declarations or overt signs of affection, we can train ourselves to notice the small, everyday actions that reflect love. Here are some practical tips for doing just that. Pay attention to consistency. Look for consistent actions over time. Does your partner or loved one regularly show up for you in difficult moments? Do they support you even when there's no immediate benefit to them? Consistency in actions, whether it's helping with tasks, providing emotional support, or simply being present, demonstrates a deep commitment to the relationship. Look for selflessness. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of selflessness in love. Acts of love that require no external reward, such as sacrificing time, energy, or resources for the benefit of another person, are powerful indicators of true affection. Recognize when someone does something for you without expecting anything in return, and appreciate it for what it is, a genuine expression of love. Appreciate the small gestures. Often, love is expressed in small, seemingly insignificant acts, like making a meal, offering a comforting word, or doing something thoughtful without being asked. These small gestures are often more meaningful than grand declarations because they are consistent and grounded in care. Understand the intent behind actions. To truly appreciate silent acts of love, we must understand the intent behind them. Are the actions driven by a desire to support and uplift, or are they motivated by something else? By considering the deeper motivations of others, we can better recognize the love behind their actions, even when they don't say a word. Reflect on your own actions. Finally, consider how you express love. Are you focused more on speaking about your feelings, or are you taking actions that demonstrate your care and commitment? A Stoic approach to love encourages us to look inward, ensuring that our actions reflect our values and the love we wish to express. In the Stoic view, love is not about words or grand gestures, but about the enduring, selfless actions that demonstrate our commitment to others. Actions like patience, respect, and support carry far more weight than any spoken words and are lasting expressions of genuine love. By embracing the Stoic belief that love is best expressed through actions, we can cultivate deeper, more meaningful relationships. Recognizing and appreciating these silent acts of love requires mindfulness and attentiveness, but the rewards are worth the effort. In the end, love's truest form is found not in what we say, but in what we do for those we care about. Stoic Insight 2. Empathy and understanding. Empathy is a fundamental component of human relationships, and it plays a vital role in recognizing the silent messages of love. In the context of Stoicism, understanding others' emotions, motivations, and intentions is not just an ethical consideration, it is an essential tool for deepening our connections with others. The Stoic approach emphasizes the importance of empathy as a means to build meaningful and harmonious relationships, and it provides practical methods for cultivating this capacity. By practicing empathy, we can better recognize the silent acts of love that are often concealed behind words or actions that may not seem immediately apparent. The Stoic philosophers taught that true understanding comes from looking beyond surface-level expressions and attempting to grasp the deeper meaning behind someone's behavior. Empathy is about seeing the world from another's perspective, feeling what they might be feeling, and acknowledging their experiences. According to Stoicism, when we truly understand someone else, we can connect with them on a deeper level, and our actions toward them will reflect this understanding. Empathy allows us to see past misunderstandings and surface-level interactions, enabling us to identify the subtle expressions of love that might otherwise go unnoticed. How Stoicism encourages empathy. Stoicism encourages us to approach others with a mindset of curiosity and openness, rather than judgment. It teaches that our perceptions are often clouded by our own biases, assumptions, and emotions, and that it's essential to overcome these limitations to achieve a clearer understanding of others. By practicing empathy, we are better able to interpret the intentions and emotions of those around us, which can reveal acts of love that are not immediately visible. One of the primary Stoic methods for practicing empathy is through active listening. Active listening involves giving our full attention to someone, resisting the urge to formulate a response before the speaker has finished, and striving to understand their perspective before offering our own thoughts or judgments. By listening intently and without interruption, we give others the space to express themselves fully, which often reveals the underlying emotions or intentions that might otherwise remain hidden. Another key Stoic method is to imagine oneself in the other's situation, putting oneself in another's shoes. This practice, known as prohairesis, encourages us to imagine the challenges, struggles, and feelings of others. It allows us to recognize how someone might be acting based on their unique circumstances, rather than judging their behavior based solely on our own perspective. By adopting this mindset, we can identify the genuine efforts that others are making to express care, even if those efforts do not conform to our expectations. Examples of how empathy helps recognize love. Empathy helps us recognize the silent messages of love in a variety of contexts. For instance, consider a situation where a friend has been dealing with a difficult personal challenge but chooses to continue supporting others despite their own hardships. From the outside, their actions may seem ordinary or even unnoticed, but a Stoic approach teaches us to look deeper. By understanding their motivations and the effort they are putting into their actions, we can see the true expression of love and care behind their behavior. They may not say, "I love you," but their support, encouragement, or presence in difficult times speaks volumes about their feelings. Another example comes from the relationships between family members. Imagine a parent who works long hours to provide for their children's needs. They may not express their love through words frequently, but their actions of hard work and sacrifice reflect a profound sense of care. Recognizing this sacrifice requires empathy, understanding the effort, time, and challenges that parent faces. By imagining oneself in their shoes, we can appreciate the love and dedication that is conveyed through silent, daily acts. Stoicism teaches us that understanding another person's experiences helps us recognize the many subtle ways that love is expressed. Whether it's through a colleague who helps behind the scenes, a partner who listens without judgment, or a friend who supports us silently during a difficult time, empathy allows us to appreciate the underlying intentions and feelings that might otherwise go unnoticed. Practical tips for practicing empathy. Cultivating empathy is not always easy, but Stoicism offers practical guidance to help develop this important virtue. Here are a few tips for practicing empathy to better recognize silent messages of love. Slow down and listen. Take time to listen to others without rushing to respond. Focus on understanding their perspective rather than preparing your counter-arguments. This will allow you to grasp the emotions behind their words or actions. Practice perspective taking. Try to imagine yourself in the other person's situation. Reflect on their circumstances, challenges, and motivations. Doing so will help you understand their behavior in a more empathetic and less judgmental way. Be curious, not judgmental. Approach others with curiosity about their experiences, rather than assuming you know how they feel. Ask questions and seek to understand their perspectives, rather than immediately assuming their intentions or feelings. Look beyond the surface. Often, people's actions seem unkind or selfish on the surface, but with a deeper understanding, we can see that their intentions were driven by deeper concerns or fears. Look beyond the initial actions to understand the underlying motivations. Reflect on your own actions. To deepen your understanding, reflect on how you express love and whether your actions are driven by empathy and understanding. Consider whether you are effectively conveying love through actions that reflect care and concern, or whether you are missing opportunities to express affection. Empathy is essential to recognizing the silent messages of love that are often hidden beneath the surface of daily interactions. Stoicism provides valuable insights into the importance of understanding others' perspectives and experiences. By practicing active listening, perspective-taking, and a non-judgmental attitude, we can better understand the intentions and feelings of those around us. In doing so, we are better able to identify and appreciate the many ways that love is expressed, even when words are not used. Ultimately, empathy is a key Stoic practice that helps us to recognize the depth of human connections and the quiet expressions of love that are so often overlooked. Stoic Insight 3: Accepting Imperfection. Stoicism teaches us that to truly understand love, we must first accept the imperfections that exist within ourselves and others. This principle is central to Stoic philosophy, as it acknowledges that human beings are not perfect, but rather fallible creatures who struggle with their emotions, actions, and thoughts. The Stoics did not demand perfection from themselves or others, but instead, they believed in the importance of cultivating wisdom, self-control, and compassion in the face of imperfection. When it comes to love, this Stoic principle of accepting imperfection has a profound impact. Often people seek idealized versions of love, believing that it should be flawless, without conflict, or without flaws. However, Stoicism challenges this view by asserting that love, in its deepest form, involves recognizing and embracing the imperfections of those we care for. This acceptance allows us to appreciate the many quiet ways love is expressed, even when those expressions are not perfect or are accompanied by flaws. Recognizing love through imperfections. By accepting imperfections, we open ourselves up to seeing the many forms of love that may otherwise be overlooked. For example, a partner who may not be the best at expressing their feelings verbally, but who consistently shows love through small, thoughtful actions, such as preparing meals, offering a helping hand, or supporting you in difficult times, may not seem to fit the idealized view of love. But these are still powerful expressions of love. Stoicism teaches us to appreciate these actions for what they are, not for their perfection, but for their genuine intention to care and support. Consider a parent who may not always show affection in the ways we expect, but their actions, such as working tirelessly to provide for their family or sacrificing their own desires for the benefit of their children, speak volumes. In accepting their imperfections, we begin to see these acts as silent expressions of love. Real-life examples of imperfect love. There are many real-life examples where love is expressed through acceptance of imperfections. For instance, in long-term marriages, couples often go through phases where one partner may struggle with personal issues, such as work-related stress, health problems, or personal insecurities. Instead of walking away or demanding perfection, a Stoic approach encourages the partner to accept these imperfections and support each other through challenging times. In such situations, love is expressed not by flawless behavior, but by patience, understanding, and a willingness to embrace the other's flaws. Another example can be seen in friendships. A friend who may not always be emotionally available, but who is present in times of need, or who gives you their time when it truly matters, is showing love in an imperfect but meaningful way. Stoicism teaches us that love doesn't have to be perfect to be genuine. It just has to be real, rooted in understanding and acceptance. Stoic Insight 4: Love as a reflection of virtue. Stoics view love not as an isolated emotional experience, but as a reflection of one's virtues, particularly virtues like wisdom, integrity, and respect. For Stoics, the deepest expressions of love are not based on fleeting emotions or external appearances, but on the alignment of one's actions with inner virtue. This is why Stoics stress that love, in its truest form, reflects a person's commitment to living virtuously and ethically. The Stoic perspective on love teaches that recognizing love is not just about identifying feelings of affection or admiration. It's about understanding how love aligns with the core virtues of kindness, humility, patience, and justice. When we observe love through the lens of virtue, we begin to recognize love in actions that are rooted in respect, fairness, and the pursuit of the greater good. Love that reflects virtue is love that seeks to help others grow, uplift them, and be a source of support without ulterior motives. Virtue-driven love. For example, a partner who acts with integrity, treats their loved ones with respect, and is committed to cultivating patience and wisdom, is displaying love in a way that reflects Stoic values. Their love is not about temporary emotions or superficial gestures, but about a consistent commitment to doing what is right, even in difficult circumstances. This type of love aligns with the Stoic virtue of justice, as it seeks to create fairness, equality, and emotional harmony within relationships. Similarly, a friend who consistently behaves with honesty, who listens without judgment, and who offers help when needed is reflecting the Stoic virtues of kindness and humility. Their love is not based on self-interest, but on a desire to do good for others and contribute to their well-being. Guidance on aligning actions with virtue. To better understand love through a Stoic lens, we must align our actions with these core virtues. This means treating others with kindness and respect, practicing patience and understanding, and always acting in ways that promote the well-being of others, rather than acting based on fleeting desires or expectations. When we do this, we create deeper, more meaningful relationships that are based on mutual respect and virtuous actions rather than superficial feelings. In summary, the 4 Stoic insights for recognizing silent messages of love: love through actions, empathy, accepting imperfection, and love as a reflection of virtue, provide us with a profound and practical way to understand and appreciate love in its most meaningful forms. Stoicism teaches us that love is not always loud or dramatic. It is often quiet, expressed through everyday actions, small gestures, and acts of virtue. By embracing these Stoic principles, we can cultivate deeper connections with others and recognize the subtle yet powerful ways love is communicated. As we reflect on these insights, we are reminded that love is not only about emotions, but about how we act in the world, how we treat others, and how we live our lives according to virtuous principles. By applying Stoic wisdom, we can transform our relationships and better understand the silent messages of love that are often overlooked. Thank you for watching and engaging with today's content on Stoicism and love. In this video, we explored the 4 Stoic insights that help us recognize and appreciate the silent expressions of love. We learned how love is often expressed through actions rather than words, the role of empathy in understanding others, the importance of accepting imperfections, and how love reflects our virtues. These insights provide us with a deeper, more meaningful understanding of love that goes beyond surface-level gestures or emotions. By applying Stoic wisdom to our relationships, we can cultivate deeper connections and better appreciate the silent messages of love that are often overlooked. I invite you to reflect on your own relationships and consider how you might begin recognizing the subtle ways love is expressed. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How do you see silent messages of love in your own life? If you found this video insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Stoic wisdom on relationships and emotional well-being. Thank you again for watching.